This country has the world's bougiest Ubers. I'm talking swarms of Teslas and Lexus driven by men in dress shirts. And they dress that way because they have to. Yeah, it's a rule. Uber is luxury in the United Arab Emirates, where I spent 1 month in Dubai.
Hello.
Most Uber drivers have moved from neighboring countries like Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh for the job.
But there's a darker, uglier truth beneath the glossy surface. Stay with me and I'll get into that.
Uber typically costs at least 30% more than taxis in Dubai. I paid about $3 per mile. Uber is bougie in the UAE by law. Here's how. Cars can be no more than 5 years old, compared with 16 years old in the US. In Dubai, a Lexus ES is the preferred model for Uber X, Uber's basic service. Teslas are the most common for Uber Green. Drivers must be well-groomed, courteous, and in uniform. Now, get this. To be a driver, you can't just sign up and drive your own car like in the US and most other places. You have to join a professional fleet operated by a limousine company that has the necessary licenses and permits from the local transport authority. So Uber in the UAE isn't really ride-sharing, but more of a referral service for luxury limousine companies.
Uber is a lot more regulated and professional in the UAE than in the US, which is better for customers, but not necessarily better for drivers.
Drivers have to split their earnings with Uber and the limo company. Many told me they earn barely enough to survive in Dubai. It taught me there are two realities in this country, one that privileged people like me don't see.
Income inequality here is pretty insane. Like, my company is giving me about $100 per day to spend on food and transportation, while most of my drivers told me they're living on just $500 to $700 per month.
Driving more than 10 hours per day, many make just enough for a bed in a shared dorm room or a tiny room in an illegally partitioned apartment. The average monthly rent of a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Dubai is about $2,000. Drivers told me their earnings can range depending on the season and how they choose to get paid. There are 4 different ways. What has further depressed wages is competition, which has gotten fierce, with so many moving to the UAE to work as drivers.
Because for many, scraping by in Dubai is still better than the lack of work opportunities back home. Many drivers I met were sending money home to their families.
I realized whether you take Uber or drive for Uber often comes down to the opportunities you were given because of where you were born. So if you're chilling in the backseat like me, be mindful, be kind, be grateful.